Welcome back to Inspirations for Whole Wellness. I am Lida Sportel, licensed psychotherapist and a health coach. And I really want to talk about this topic that falls under the umbrella of being a highly sensitive person or an empath. And Judith Orloff has done a lot of work around this conversation. I've taken some of the inspirations from her, but also from my own experience as an empath myself, and also as a psychotherapist that has been working with a lot of clients who are empaths. For some reason, I seem to be attracting a lot of empaths in my work. So I wanted to start having these conversations with you. It's a big subject. We're not going to cover it in a 5-10 minute video, however long this ends up being. I will come back with more. And I will devote more of my attention on this and all the other things I'm doing. But I do want to make a little extra time to create little conversations about this, because I feel like if you are an empath and if you're dealing with some of these things that we'll talk about, it's not that you need special extra tools, yes, some extra tools are needed, but it is important that you own it and claim it and say, you know what, yes, I am like that. I know for me, my mentor that I had, 6 years ago now, she pointed that out to me. I knew about these conversations, but I wasn't actually realizing how much of an empath I was and how it was impacting my work as a psychotherapist, because I would internalize a lot of the things that the client was experiencing. So an empath is one who, it's not that we just feel empathy for others. A lot of people just feel empathy for the other person. An empath is really taking in how the other person is feeling to it's almost like unfiltered. Like if you're not an empath that's conscious empath and you know what to do, then you end up feeling like you're sitting next to this person that's really anxious and really overwhelmed. They're really loud and they're just fidgety, and all of a sudden you end up feeling really overwhelmed, really anxious. Your heart is racing. Maybe you're feeling like your body's uncomfortable. Maybe you're starting to feel sore and pain in places, and then you go home and it takes you a while to feel like to relax and come back to how you were before. So it's like we absorb really easily the other person's energies, the other person's emotions, the other person's physical experiences. It's not fun if you don't realize that you are one. Once you realize you're an empath and you use the tools and the skills and all the things that we talk about, then not only it is fun, but it's actually your strength. It's actually your gift in life, because you can be very intuitive, you can be very therapeutic, very healing. You have a big part in this world for the shift, the global shift that's happening. Yes, I'm talking to you. If you are an empath listening to this, you have a very special role in this global shift and this global awakening that is occurring. So that's why I feel really extra motivated right now to have these discussions publicly. I have in my courses, in my programs, all my clients are having these discussions with me. So I already have put all that knowledge and work and tools in my programs. But I was like, you know what? I really need to bring this into these public conversations because I find that more and more people are empathic. I find that more and more people are needing this support and this help, and that if they don't realize they're an empath and if they don't realize they need the help, what happens is they end up feeling really isolated, with mental health problems, with addictions, with depression, with anxiety, with there's something wrong with me. Why am I feeling this way? Why does my partner doesn't feel this way? Why does my kid or my friend, they don't feel this way? So what's wrong with me that I feel this way? Why do I get so easily overwhelmed? And on and on and on. So that was just an intro. I want to start this conversation, but I will have more videos and more conversations. In fact, we're going to start posting some tips and tools inside the free Facebook group, because I want to bring these conversations more, again, to the public. So come and join us there if you want more on that. But I will start by saying some of the symptoms you might be experiencing. So, do you feel that crowds drain you? And I know right now we're not around many crowds because of the situation that's going on around us. But in the past, when you were in a large social gathering, large or not large, doesn't really matter, but do you feel that social gatherings drain you? Do you feel overwhelmed? And do you feel that you need alone time to recuperate after you've been social, after you've been doing the thing with the family, with the friends, with the party, with the this, with the that, even online? If you're on Zoom conversations and big groups, do you feel that then it's like you get overstimulated, like all your senses are heightened and you feel a lot of this, like it feels like bombarding of from the different people and the noises and the crowds and the different things that everybody's talking about? Do you feel like you're just on overload? So if you feel that, then you know what I'm talking about. If you don't feel that, then that's totally fine. This is not for everyone. Not everyone is to feel this way. But I know that was the case for me. And I was like, what's wrong with me? Why do I feel so overstimulated and so overloaded after being in a big party or a large gathering? So, and then I needed a lot of alone time to recuperate. Sometimes I would even get sick after a big gathering like that. And I would need some time alone or just with my really close family members or husband or whatever to just recuperate and come back from that sensory overload. So it's a real thing. You're not crazy. We're not crazy if that's how you're feeling. So if that's something you're experiencing, now there's many symptoms under being an empath. I will come back with more. I'm already at almost 10 minutes. I said I will keep this short. If that's how you're feeling, number one, you're not crazy. Number two, I feel the same way. I get you. Number three, there are ways to be able to navigate situations where you are in large crowds, or the Zoom calls that I do that have a lot of people, or the things that I want to do publicly, and that because I part of my work is to be with a lot of people. So there are ways that I have found that I can do that, and then I don't need that much time to recuperate, because I can be in that space in a different way with the different tools and skills that I've developed and that I've used over the years. So now I can be in these situations and not feel the overload and not feel so overstimulated. And then the alone time that I have, and I will always have, and it's important for us to have it, it doesn't need to be where I'm like really sick and trying to recuperate from it. It could just be that I'm just doing a couple things to bring myself back, to feel better. So all these different things, come in the Facebook group. If you are feeling that you resonate with this, come in the Facebook group. We're gonna start talking about this a lot, amongst all the other things that we talk about. So come and join us, and I will see you there. And you're not crazy if you have been feeling this way. But again, I will come back with more videos on this so you can really see if you might be an empath. This is not the only characteristic of an empath. There's a few other ones that I'll talk about. Okay, leaving you in whole wellness. Bye-bye.